We out here staying connected. Miss V wanted to meet at the river, and I'm glad we did. It's kind of peaceful out here tonight. How you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. Talk to the people. What's going on, man?
Hey,
You okay?
everybody. How y'all doing? I'm good.
Yeah?
Peachy. Just fine.
Okay. So we're supposed to schedule some time to actually talk about your full story. But I understand the process of getting yourself ready for it.
Do you understand the process?
I do.
Because the process, it takes a minute.
I know.
It's like segment after segment after segment.
I know. And I'm glad that you take the time to do this.
At one time.
But at least you give me something to view or something. You ain't leaving them with nothing.
Yeah.
So we're going to wait for you. As long as you stay consistent. That's our key, right?
Yeah, I'm consistent.
How's things been?
Everything's been good.
Yeah?
Just had a lot of stuff on my mind.
The government keeping y'all working though, huh?
Yeah.
So far?
So far.
I know that's been a big stress on you, man. How's that been going?
Oh, it's been stressful. Not knowing if I'm going to have a job.
What the folks talking
next
about,
couple
man?
Months. Next couple months.
Really? Is it just the next couple months?
Yeah.
I thought it was like 4 or 5 months.
Come May 1st, that's when they're going to start trying to let people go.
Okay. How are things looking for you?
I don't know. Not sure.
Are you prepared?
No. Not at all.
So what kind of ultimatums are they giving y'all?
I can't discuss that.
You can't?
No.
Government situations? Yeah.
Yes.
It'll be public access soon. You know that, right?
Absolutely. So when
But I
it's
respect
public
that.
access, let them tell it.
I respect that.
Gotta hold on to my job while I can. Can't be telling government
Can't tell too much
shit.
to the YouTuber. So what's been going on, man? You've been putting yourself in situations where you've been kind of zoning in your own world lately. Does this have anything to do with you leading up to telling your story, or you've been going through some things?
A little bit of everything, really. Just been thinking about a lot, and the past, the future, all that. But
okay.
I did want to get back to my story because I really want to try to get all this out and just tell my whole life story of everything that's been going on. Last time I talked to you guys, we were talking about my grandparents and the life that I was coming up in with, both sides of my grandparents, mother, father, all that, and the affairs and all that stuff. Time went on, and I didn't have a relationship with my dad, but during that time, he had a girlfriend, and she had told me that he was in jail. I didn't know why he was in jail. I was so young, they never explained to me why he was in jail, but it was him and 2 other friends.
Mm-hmm.
And I went to see him one time, and he was out a few months later. But even after then, we never did have a really good relationship or whatever. As time went on, I didn't really see my dad's mom as much as I used to.
Right.
Start growing up, getting older and all that, and just dealing with, different shit with my mother's family, which my grandmother and grandfather, so as I said before, are the ones who raised me.
Right.
My mom was not, she was around, but not around, not as my mom. Just dealing with growing up, trying to become a young lady, not being taught much on how to be a woman or, a young lady or none of that. Not saying, not taking anything from her, not taking anything from my grandmother, none of that. But, it was difficult.
Yeah.
It was difficult just with the arguing and the fighting and the fussing and all that with just the whole family.
Mm-hmm.
My mom being on drugs and, just all kinds of stuff.
So you feel like you didn't have that example from mom. Did you have that male support?
Nah.
Yeah.
I didn't feel like I had any support when it came to growing up. I think I just, as far as my grandmother and my grandfather, they was there for me. because I had nobody else. You know, my mom was out there doing her own thing, and again, my grandmother and grandfather, they raised me. They did well by me, or whatever, but it wasn't perfect. It wasn't perfect. They had their flaws too.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? But you know, we was always with our elders. My grandmother had so many brothers and sisters, and it was just so many people in the family. You know, we all would get together at my grandmother's house. If it wasn't my grandmother's house, it was my aunt's house every day. We was always doing something, but I always still felt like I was that black sheep. Like I was just over here and everybody else was over there.
You didn't have that one family member that would just talk to you and be open. You know, you got that one aunt that just tell it to you.
Not really.
And had that one uncle or that one, and it's not that one person, huh?
I don't
That
feel
had to
like
be
I
tough.
had that. I just felt like I was always by myself.
Yeah.
Just always alone. Just always alone. And not saying that family members didn't love me. I mean, I acted like they did, you know, but I still always felt separate from everybody else, if that makes sense.
I understand. Can you look my way a little bit?
Why?
Because this is about you, and we
I
want to
don't
see
need
you.
to look. Y'all can hear my voice. Y'all don't need to see me.
All right, I get it. Relax. Do what's comfortable for you. But I hear you.
You know, so got older, things happened, fights, all that, you know. I felt like the older I got, the more rebellious I was getting because I felt like so neglected and just all that. So, you know, getting older, going to school, ended up, I think I said this before, I ended up getting molested or raped by my pastor's son. Ended up getting molested by my uncle's stepsons. This was always sexually fond, you know, just
Fondo.
yeah.
Somebody always tested
Somebody always was fucking touching me. And then it got to the point where it felt like it was the norm.
you. Yeah.
Like it was just the norm for me.
Just makes it difficult to love now.
Yeah.
Even though you overcame a lot.
I overcame a lot as the years went by,
But it killed the trust factor, right?
yeah, definitely.
It not only it killed the trust factor, but I'm sure it killed the intimacy. You know what I mean?
All of that.
Yeah.
You know, even through the years, you know, just even going back, you know, my girlfriends that I grew up with and stuff. I don't know, I just felt like I was never accepted by anyone. I just felt like, even with the family, the friends, you know, I had good friends, you know, but I just felt like I just never was enough. It was never enough. Like, I just never was accepted the way that I felt like I should have been accepted.
Okay.
So I felt like at times that I was just trying to always fit in with people. So I started just doing things that I knew I shouldn't have been doing, just so I could fit in.
More of an introvert, just being out there doing partying
Just
and
partying, just acting
falling
crazy, you know, cutting school and, you know, just all kind of stuff. And I'm not down on nobody for anything, you know. I'm responsible for my own actions, you know. But as time went on, I don't know, things just got crazier and crazier for me the older I got. You know, I didn't even think I was gonna make it out of high school.
Really?
At all.
Okay. How was that battle though? Getting through, studying, things of that nature. How'd that work
Was
out?
still going through stuff, and then again, trying to fit in, trying to be that person. And went to one high school, loved it, but I just felt like I had more male friends than I did female friends.
Mm-hmm.
Why? I don't know. But I always had more male friends than female friends. I wasn't like out there messing around with people or nothing like that. I just always had more male friends than female friends
Right. And it tend to fall that way for a lot of women. I mean,
yeah.
Is it still that way now for you?
Um,
Do you think it's balanced out yet?
I don't even think it's balanced out yet.
Still think you got more male friends
I
than
do.
women? Yeah.
I do.
Yeah.
I do. And I'm not going to even say they're my friends. They're
Yeah.
just associates, you know.
Yeah. But you feel like they've done more for you than one of
No,
your
I don't feel
female
like
friends?
nobody's done
Or
that,
do you
no.
feel like they've been there? I mean, you know, why do you think that
I
is
don't feel
still
like
to this
nobody's
day?
done nothing for me. I just feel like...
So why do you think it still is to this day?
I'm not saying that I don't have female friends. 'Cause
Uh-huh.
I have some really close friends. I actually
Okay.
just lost one recently.
Sorry to hear that.
But I don't know. It just seems like I'm always trying to make it work.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Well, you are making it work. Because you ain't failed. Your knees ain't touched the ground yet.
No.
You know, we all got trials and tribulations because some people have things to make things look good and they got things to veil their situations. They got problems too. And you know that. Scarface said it the best, right? What does that make you good? You're not good. You just know how to hide. They got problems too. And you hear me say all the time, I've never seen a U-Haul behind a hearse. You can't take these things with you. So addressing it and doing what you're doing now is your biggest step.
I guess. I don't know.
I don't want you to guess. I want you to know this.
I don't know.
But just as long as you keep the process going, you
I
will.
don't know.
Stay
because-
consistent. Ain't that the key word? V? Staying consistent.
Yeah.
How's the vision board going?
That's y'all's word, not mine.
Okay, what's your word? Talk to me.
I don't have a word yet.
You don't? Okay.
I don't.
Take your time and find
I'm
you
still trying
one.
to figure it out. I'm still trying to figure it out.
Right.
Still trying to figure it out.
Do you have faith that you will?
Not really.
Yeah. I asked you before we started, we was talking about prayer. You pray every night?
No, I do
Okay.
not.
When do you think you pray? In moments, situations?
In moments and situations, that's
Okay.
when I pray.
I appreciate that
And I
honesty.
know, and it's the honest to God truth.
Yeah.
Like, I try, and it's not that I don't have faith. I just sometimes be like, we all get dealt different situations in life.
Mm-hmm.
And so sometimes, and I know there's 1,000,001 people out there that's way worse than me, or been through way worse than what I've been through. But sometimes I just feel like, pray for what? And I know I shouldn't feel like that, but I do feel like that sometimes.
Mm-hmm. I've heard that before out of people.
I do. And it's not that I don't believe in God, because Lord knows if it wasn't for Him, I wouldn't be here today. I get it. There's so many times that I've tried to take myself out of here, you know, just from stuff I've been through. And again, I haven't even told all my story, because I've been through more than what people think,
Yeah.
you know.
I think we all hear it in your voice. I see it in your language. Because you know I pay attention to body language, right?
Yes.
That's why you won't look at me?
Right.
Okay. But it's okay.
um,
Because I'm still here and I'm going to stay consistent with you like I told you, right?
yeah.
Until you're ready. So if we got to chip off pieces from time to time, at least we'll get that piece of ice down. All right? So wherever you want, whenever you want to come release things and talk about it, I'm sure somebody else can benefit from this, and I'm going to take the time for you.
Appreciate it.
And it's a beautiful night.
It is beautiful.
And I see why you choose certain places to make you feel free because of what you've been through. So you take your time. What else you got for me today?
It'd be fucked up if I jumped in this water.
Don't say that. You got a lot of viewers watching you to say that.
I'm just saying it. If,
Yeah,
if I
well,
jumped
I
in
mean,
this water right
but I
now,
have to document it.
Would you jump in there?
I mean, I will. I'll find a way to, you know, tie my camera on this so it can
I'm just
document us
saying.
both.
You'd be
looking like
fucked up if I
fools.
jumped in this motherfucking water, wouldn't
Yeah, but it'd be real fucked up if you put yourself in that position, and that ain't what we're here for. Because then you put somebody else in that situation who's trying to help you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I'm just saying.
So let's not think like that.
I mean,
because,
we're being real. We're
yeah,
trying to be real about everything, right?
But we always talk about thinking errors, right?
Yeah.
Hello?
But you remember I told you what
You
I
know
tell
what
you
number
last,
that was you just said?
What I tell you last week? That I had a dream that I had set myself on. I was watching myself set myself on fire.
Yeah. Well,
I told you that, right?
yeah. Well, Mona proved that dreams really don't
Yeah.
do what they're supposed to do. Okay.
But Mona's not.
Dreams don't get you.
It don't matter.
Don't kill you. Dreams don't get you high.
It don't
Dreams
matter,
don't. So, but I get it, and I hear you. But right now, in our light, in front of each other, Miss V.
I'm listening.
Let's not do that.
I'm listening.
All right.
You want the truth.
Yeah, I know, but I ain't
You wanna
nobody
be-
trying to get wet tonight.
I'm just saying. I'm
What
just
up?
telling you, and that's it. That's it. That's all I got right now. That's all I got. Because I'll get deep on you. So
Yeah.
I'm just going.
Okay. Well, I told you we'll chip off the iceberg slowly but surely. All right.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm not going to ask you to end anything with nothing positive. I'm just going to end this with a positive note for you. That I'm patient with you. Brother Dez got you. So whenever you're ready, and every little chip that you want to chip off this iceberg, I'm going to be here to chip it with you, okay? You picked a good spot. I enjoyed this. I think I'm going to bring a few more people down here. I like this. And represent our city, right? We out here staying connected. Let's go.